Release the big emotions safely now. That's what we're talking about today. We're looking at 3 steps to help you emotionally release what you're feeling in a safe and healthy way so that you don't have to be packing that stuff around with you. You'll feel lighter, you'll feel brighter, and I think you'll really like it. So, one of the biggest tools that I have learned over the last 15 years or so is this journaling technique. And I will go in spurts while I'll do it a lot and I feel so good. And then life will get happening and I will forget. And then all of a sudden I'm like, oh, yeah, I need to go back to journaling. So that is why we're talking about it today because it is such a great thing and you can pull it back up anytime you need it. And it's a great way to process things so that you can get yourself out of overwhelm and not feel like your body is just like emitting all the yuck that seems to be in you. And I have been using this, like I say, for 15 years, and it has been so powerful in even me learning how to like help with my kids better and not just lose my mind at certain things. Have you ever had that time where somebody spills their milk and all of a sudden you're like, "Huh," you're screaming at everybody and you're bringing up all these things and you didn't take out the trash last week and you didn't, and you're just bringing up all these things from, I don't know, years ago that don't really matter, but you're just like throwing it all in the pile, right? Because somebody spilled their milk and you have had a rough day and all of a sudden you are to your top and now you're exploding. That is why we want to take these emotions out so you don't have those times and you can just be like, let's clean up the milk, right? And the kids are like, oh yeah, that's good, it's not a big deal, it's just spilled milk, we'll get a rag, we'll clean it up, we'll move on, right? Um so when we can do this, it helps us to have space for the big emotions that grow up into us if we take out the trash once in a while. And I want to use that as an example because if you think about taking out the trash, I just forgot I was going to grab a container. But just imagine you have a trash can and you're just shoving more and more things into that, right? And it's so full, it's to the top, it needs taken out. And you're like, okay, I'll just put my foot in there and stomp on it really hard one more time and I'll get all the stuff in there. And no matter how many times you smash it down, you put the garbage in and then pops out, right? Because there's no more space for that to go in. There is it's to its max. So what we want to do today is with our emotions, when they get to the max, we've got to take some out. We've got to release some of that so that we don't have explosion. We're not just popping off and popping out all of the emotions that we've got going on because we had a stressful day at work and all of a sudden now we're just going, right? So that's what I want to help you do today. So first of all, the first step is to give yourself permission to know that it's okay that you haven't known before and give yourself permission to let things go. So you can even just put your hand on your heart and just say, I give myself permission to make space for expansion and goodness. And I give myself permission to look at my emotions in a healthy and safe way. So that is the second thing is like plan a time when you can do this, where you will be in a place where you can have space to feel the feels and let yourself be safe, right? You're safe in if you do have anger come up and you get a pool noodle and you smack something really hard, nobody's getting hurt, right? You're not going out and self-medicating yourself. You're not beating somebody up. So you're not doing those things because you have like managed to keep yourself in a healthy point with this. And then obviously it's a matter of taking the time to do the work, to journal. And it does take some time to journal. Um, but the reason why I think journaling is so important, so there's a couple of ways you can journal, but this particular one literally is write the words out because the reason why it's important to write the words out is A, it gives it an expression, right? But B, it also, you can see where you're at in your emotions by the way you're writing, right? If you're just like scribbling and you can barely read it, that tells you that's a big emotion and it might take time to come back to it and look at it again, or maybe dive deeper and see what's underneath of it. Um, But if it's, or you might find that you're writing really, really small, that might be a time where you yourself are feeling small. And so there's a whole thing on um, analyzing your penmanship, right? Or your writing. So if that's something you're interested in, that's another session for another time. But that is something that you can be aware of as you're journaling. You can look at it and see, where am I right now? Like, is this great big and it's taken 3 lines to write the word out? Then maybe I need to pause there and I need to journal a little bit more. Or maybe I'm feeling so small that I need to like just give myself some love and some grace so that I can bring it up and let it get a little bit bigger. So, with all of these different things, the most important thing is actually taking action and doing the journaling. So, I have my little journal here that I just journaled out this morning. I do practice everything I teach, and maybe I'm not doing it at the minute, but I usually revisit it. And so, these are tools that you can use throughout your life. You can bring them in, you can use them a lot. If they slip away and something else comes in that seems important, do that. But then when the right time comes, trust that your brain will bring it back to you and you'll know when it's time to go again. So we've given ourselves permission. We know that we need to do this at a scheduled time, right? Some people will schedule this like once a month that they will have. I'm going to set this time aside. I'm going to, do it on a Sunday afternoon where it's quiet and I can have some space to myself. Some people do it, on their lunch break every single day. It just depends on what it is that you feel like you need. If you have never done this before and you feel like you've got a lot in there, you might want to do it in little spurts. Maybe you've got 5 minutes and you just journal for 5 minutes. Maybe you don't have all afternoon, right? So you find what works best for you. But here's the meat and potatoes of the whole thing. You have to actually start. You have to get the notebook out and you have to write the words, right? You have to do the thing. So, personally, I like pens. Pick what works for you, but I do like a pen that likes to write and to flow because I don't want my pens skipping when I'm trying to write. That's irritating to me. So, find a pen that you enjoy. I also don't like doing the ones that are like a little bit wet because then I end up with it all over me and I'm smearing it all over the page. So that's not a fit for me either. But you do you. Some people want to do it in color and marker and all the things. So do what works for you. There is no right or wrong. It doesn't matter as long as you get the words on the paper. So, and then realize that this is a notebook that it's not a journal. You're not going to keep this per se. This is like just dump it out, give it a container to stay in besides in your head and in your muscles. And then you won't want to save it usually because garbage comes up, right? And you're wanting to get the garbage out. And we don't just leave all the garbage in our house. We don't just keep putting another bag in the corner. No, we take it outside and we get rid of it. So, same things with our emotions as we journal them. We want to take those, get them out of the notebook, and get rid of them. So, things that you could be journaling on, you could be journaling on hurt, betrayal, feeling lost. Maybe you've lost your job or you had to move somewhere and you're not really sure like how to fit in or the things like that. You can journal on all of these things. Maybe you're really angry, something, got really explosive and you've got a lot of anger in you that you need to let go of. So you pick what the emotion is. And then I like to start by saying, I feel blank when or because or something like that. So for me today, I said, I feel sad because, and I wrote that, and then I just let myself write whatever came up. Um, and this little journaling probably only took me a couple minutes. Um, but I was able to get to a spot where I'm like, oh, okay, I see what's going on here. So writing it out, letting yourself feel it. If tears come up, allow those tears to flow. Don't try to stop them because tears are actually your body's way of releasing, and the chemicals in your tears are actually changing as you're releasing. So when you're releasing sadness, they're not going to look the same as if you smashed your thumb and you're really angry or it hurt really bad, right? That's going to be a different chemical structure in your tears. And so just be aware that that is going to happen. And if you can, let yourself let those tears fall. If they go past your nose, it will let that circle close and you'll be able to actually completely process the emotion that you're working with. So again, if tears come, let them flow. If you feel angry, and you're doing the anger piece, you may feel like you might want to punch somebody. Well, instead of punching somebody, maybe punch a pillow, or um, maybe you want to get a pool noodle and smack, the floor, or something that's going to be safe, right? You're still getting your body to move through those emotions. You're still getting that emotion charge, right? As you're moving your body, and the muscles are able to release out what they've been holding on to. You want to get the sensation out of your body as well, but you want to do it in a safe place, right? And instead of self-medicating and like checking out, you're actually tuning in. And yes, sometimes it's a little bit painful, but I promise you that as you do this and you get the emotions out and you start to say, okay, this did make me really sad, but I don't need to hold on to it anymore. You won't have to have that all so big inside of you. I'm not saying it's going to go away forever. Some of it does. Some of it you have to revisit a few times to get all the way to the bottom, but you don't have to have it be so heavy on you and in you. And so you can go ahead, journal it out, and then I like to take it and read it back out loud sometimes, just so that I'm actually expressing, right? That's the vocal piece is expressing it back out. I don't always do that. Sometimes it's just the journaling, but if there's a big piece, I will allow myself to express it. And sometimes I find that I am actually verbalizing it while I'm writing, so that I'm actually getting that out. And sometimes when I'm journaling, when I have had anger and I can't write near as fast as I have it going through my head, I'll just speak it out loud and I'll kind of just scribble on my page. And it still is that movement, right? There's still an action that's happening. So my body sensation is actually processing part of that as I'm scribbling or, you know, stomping on the page or whatever with my hand or whatever it is. Let yourself do that, but you're in a safe container. You're not going to stay there forever. The emotion will pass. In past videos, I've told you that most emotions last for about 90 seconds. So give yourself that time to really experience it and know that it's going to move through you in the process. It's not going to last forever. And then when you get done, there will be this emptiness, this space, this place of expansion that's happened. And now you can go, ah, I finally feel better, right? You'll be able to take that exhale because you've let go of the things instead of feeling like, I gotta hold it all together. I gotta keep it here. No, you can just like, oh, okay, we're good. We're good. And there will be that space. And then that way, when you have something emotional happen, yeah, you might get back up to the top again, but you're not like out, exploding all over the place. And then again, you'll know it's like time to take out some more of the garbage of the emotions, time to unpack some of that, let it go so that you have more space, so that you don't lose your mind on the simple little everyday things that happen to you. This is such a beautiful tool. It has helped me so much in my life, and I really encourage you guys to take advantage of it. It is so easy to do, and yet it takes time, and so we sometimes just won't get around to it. Nobody else needs to see it. Nobody else needs to read it. When you're done with it, you can pull it out of your notebook, give it, shred it up, throw it out, but take it outside of your house, then that's all gone, right? The emotions all outside, not and with the paper and not in your home for you to pick up again or something. So if this has been helpful, please let me know. I'd love to hear in the comments below. And also, if you would like help one-on-one in going a little bit deeper on some of these things, I do private sessions. So you could reach out to me at toolstoempower@gmail.com. If you would like to get my free anxiety breath session or my free gratitude journaling pages, you can find those on my website at toolstoempower.com. And remember that you are loved and you deserve to live empowered. We'll see you next time.